Welcome to Deep River Farm. Well, we're back out here. We just finished our other video talking about how they market milk. This video is going to be talking about how they market your eggs. There's a huge deception out there in marketing and the way they do things, and there's been some laws passed by or new rules enacted by the USDA that they're going to crack down on how all this stuff's marketed, because it's all false advertising and the ways they make this stuff out to be. This is true in a lot of sections of the agriculture business. The milk business was one we just talked about on the previous video, how they market all these so-called milks when they're not. But this one's going to be about how they market the eggs. Have you noticed when you get into the grocery store that you have your white commercial eggs? They'll be a lower price. And then you're going to have your jumbo eggs. They're going to be another price. And then you're going to have your grade A large eggs. They're going to be a price. And these are all white eggs we're talking about. But then when you get into the brown eggs and things, you start seeing things on the packaging like cage free. Well, let me tell you what cage free means. Back in the day, they used to raise chickens, and the hen had just a slot, about yay big, about that tall, about that wide, big enough for her to turn around in and eat and drink. Well, she laid an egg and it rolled down on the wire out to the front lip. That's how it was. Those was caged. That's the way they used to be treated. Well, now they in big chicken houses, and in these chicken houses they're confined into about 60 foot wide and about 600 feet long. Well, they've got this brilliant idea that they've decided to call these eggs cage free. Well, truly they're not in a cage, but they are confined. That's one marketing ploy that they use. Cage free. That doesn't tell you anything about it other than it's not in a cage, but it is in a chicken house. So they've used that ploy to mark the eggs up a little bit, make a little more money off of them. The next thing they've got out there is they call pasture raised. Well, this pasture raised is nothing more than they've got a little old door about yay tall, about yay wide on the side of each side of the chicken house, and it goes into an enclosed courtyard about 50 feet long, about 50 feet wide, and it's got wire around it, and it's got wire overhead so that no predators can get in there to it, and they're calling that pasture raised because it's got some grass out there. They can go out there and eat grass and scratch around a little bit, but there's only so many of the birds can get out there. So they calling that pasture raised and so forth. Another marketing gimmick. The next thing you're going to see on your egg cartons is free range chickens. Well, they're using the same setup that they done with this, the one we just talked about. The pasture raised, they got that door open. Maybe there's two places on the side of on each side of the house where they're doing this. But only about 50 chickens can get out in each one at a time, and they're calling this free range. Or, you know, they might have a wire fence built between two chicken houses, and they got one chicken house can have this side of the yard, another chicken house can have this side of the yard. But there's only so many chickens that they can let out there at a time, because you know, it's hot. It's going. They looking at anything the weather's doing. They're susceptible to it. Hot, cold, rain, whatever. So they're using this as another marketing ploy for free range. So you got to watch what you buying. You got to realize that the eggs that you're getting, they've all been through. If they're commercially raised, anything over a certain number of chickens is commercially raised. These chickens' eggs has been through washer, sanitizing, and all that stuff. So all you commercial eggs, when they get to a certain number of chickens that's being produced, all these eggs are going through a sanitizer and sprayed onto the shells and all this other stuff. and that's some stuff you got to watch for. Also, all these chickens are consuming a lot of times chemicals that are put in the water and things to fight disease and things. So you might be getting some kind of antibiotics in your chickens. I know there used to be one of the big brands, I can't remember if it was Purdue or Tyson, that used to advertise that they was antibiotic free. And Chick-fil-A always said they was serving antibiotic free chicken, but they've slid on that a little bit now, and they are opening themselves up to where they're going to be selling chickens that have been given antibiotics and things. So you got to keep this in mind. These antibiotics and vaccines that all these chickens are taking are coming, and you're eating all this stuff in the eggs and in the store-bought chicken meat. That's why you need to find you a local farmer that has chickens. It is well worth getting a hold of a chicken that's been free-ranging and has been eating bugs and things that are natural that they can consume. They get a lot of protein this way. The eggs are way better. You're talking about a yellow egg now. You get you a game chicken like a Rhode Island Red or New Hampshire or Buff Orpington or a Delaware or something like that, and you put that egg up against anything that's in the store. It don't matter if they're another brown egg or not, and crack them and see how much richer the egg looks based on a store-bought. And that's because all these store-bought eggs are all grain-fed eggs, and they're not as nutritious as something that's out naturally from a local farmer. I appreciate you joining us today. If we talked about the marketing concepts that they're using for the egg sales, just another way to hike the prices up a little bit, make you think you're buying something more nutritious for more money. Appreciate you joining us today. Y'all have a blessed day.